and welcome back to Christine's Photography Tutorials. Today we're going to be working on this lovely photo of this baby blue eye baby girl. She has remarkable blue eyes, but we're going to make them stand out just a little bit more in the picture. Always know that when working on portraits in an editing system, you always want to make sure you make that your main focus in editing. The eyes can really make the picture or break the picture. So definitely make sure that you're focused on the eyes first before you do any editing to the photo. They just really make the photo come to life. So let's get started today by doing a duplicate of the background layer. Once you duplicate your background layer, we're going to trace around these little baby blue eyes. We need to go over to our left hand of the tool and select the magnetic lasso tool. So once we have selected that, we need to zoom in on the key of the photo that we want to go ahead and trace, which we're going to be working with her eyes today. So you want to zoom in. Always keep in mind when tracing, you definitely want to trace very slowly and very detailed because it really can hurt the photo. If you go quick with it, it doesn't trace certain areas of the photo that can make it not, come out as good. So always take your time when doing so. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and trace the color part of her eyes. Okay, and once you have completed that, you will see dancing little ants. So we need to go ahead to the other side of her eyes and do the same following step. We're just going to trace that eye again around the color. Now, I've kind of messed up here, but I kind of meant to do that because I want to show you what you can do. If you're tracing and you're missing a couple areas, like for instance, I'm not getting this area right here. So what we're going to do is to correct this is all you're going to do is click your delete key and it's going to just trace back your following little marks. So you can start over and correct it a little bit better. That's a great way to help, finish what you were starting with instead of starting completely over, which can be very aggravating sometimes. So I've got my dancing ants around her eye. Let me zoom out a little bit. So next step is we're going to hit Command J on your Mac, and it's going to give those eyes that we traced their separate layer. And that's exactly what I wanted to do. So now that we have our layer with the eyes, we can now proceed to do a high pass. And where you do that is you go up to your filter, down to other, and high pass. I usually do for baby blue eyes a 20% radius. I've just found it to be the best one to use for baby blues. On darker eyes such as black and brown, those take a little bit higher radius just because the color in the eyes are so dark. But for right now, since we are doing blue eyes, we're going to leave it at 20%. But if you need to change it on just whatever color eyes you may be working, just drag the little arrow, as you can see what I'm doing, to the amount that you need, or you can just type in 20.0%. So and then hit OK. Now as you can see, it took away the color of the baby blues, but that's what I needed for it to do. So now what I'm going to do is to get that color back in the eyes is go over to my layers palette and just click the normal drop down key. Go to your soft light overlay. So as you can see, it brought back those remarkable blue eyes. And as you can see, the high pass really, made the eyes a little bit more clearer, which is what we were going for. I can show you the before and after pic. This is the after pic, and that's the before. So you can definitely see how much a high pass can really do for baby blue eyes. Just always keep in mind the percent to use. 20% for blue and a little bit higher radius for darker eyes. So now I'm going to zoom out just a little bit more here, and what we're going to do is I want to sharpen the eyes and brighten up the eyes just a little bit. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go up to the enhance part of your photos elements, and we're going to go down to adjust lighting, and we're going to go to brightness and contrast. I'm not going to need to do anything to the contrast part. We're just going to work with the brightness, and we're not going to give it too much brightness, just about a 10% bright. There we go. And now I'm going to go back to the enhance part again and select the adjust sharpness just to sharpen those eyes a little bit. You don't want to go over the sharpness amount because they can really make the photo a little bit, I would say, creepy. But I usually just keep it kind of really simple. We're not going to do too much, so kind of keep it probably at a 10% as well. So that looks great. So now you've got your baby blue eyes, very clear, very detailed, very sharp, to where the photo just, absolutely comes to life. So this is the before, this is the after, and that's the before. I know it may not look like it did a whole lot, but believe me, it has. So always keep in mind when doing any portraits in Photoshop Elements that your main focus is going to be on your eyes. Just make sure you get the eyes down to the way you want them, because it's really going to make that photo stand out. For more tips, you can visit my Facebook page at facebook.com/Christine's Photography. I hope this really helped you guys out, and thanks for watching. Happy editing.